On the same order 42, my read, sir. The matter for discussion shall if possible be referred to the Senate President before commencement of the day session. And the President of the Senate has refused to allow the claim unless it is satisfied that the matter is definite and urgent. Mr. President, I told you that we have a devastating windstorm in Gumel on Friday, and about 100 houses were blown up, and people were rendered homeless, and they were taking refuge in other places. With your permission, sir, if you...
All right, distinguished colleagues, same Senator Gumel has come to meet me on the matter. He wants to bring...
Colleagues, Dino, Melaye, Kogi West. Mr. President, I draw very holy inspiration this morning from Order 14 of the rules of the Nigerian Senate. Mr. President, if I have your nod, I want to read. Privileges are rights enjoyed by the Senate collectively and by the members of the Senate individually, conferred by the Legislative Houses Powers and Privileges Act, Cap 208, Laws of the Federation 1990, and other status, or by practice, precedent, usage, and customs. Mr. President, my very respected colleagues, I am in your midst today alive by the grace of God. Mr. President, I am a manifestation of the declaration that there is a God. I want to start by appreciating God, the supreme controller of the universe, for manifesting that though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. I haven't appreciated God for his love and kindness and protection over my soul. I want to specially acknowledge the Nigerian Senate under the capable leadership of the irremovable President of the Nigerian Senate. I want to thank you for your love, for your concern, for speaking for me, and for defending the cause of democracy. Mr. President, my respected colleagues, I doff my hat. Mr. President, I will not also conclude my appreciation without appreciating the indefatigable and indomitable Speaker of the House of Representatives, and indeed the House of Representatives members. I thank them immensely, I thank them sincerely for showing that an injury to one is an injury to all. Mr. President, I particularly thank my constituents, men of honor, women of honor, children, old and young of Kogi West senatorial districts, not only for showing love, for praying for me, but for defending my mandate, that when I couldn't help myself, when I couldn't fight for myself, when I couldn't speak for myself, they spoke for me, they fought for me, and they stood by me, especially during the field recall exercise orchestrated by the governor of Kogi State. I thank them immensely and I appreciate them, and I pray the Almighty God will continue to protect everyone from that senatorial district. I indeed thank Kogites. I thank Kogites, and especially I also appreciate the People's Democratic Party for making statements during my recall exercise and asking everyone to stay aback. Politics have been shown to be not to be individualistic, but to be about issues and purpose. So to the national chairman of PDP, and indeed the executive of People's Democratic Party in Kogi State, I salute you, I salute you, I salute you. I want to thank Nigerians in general for showing me uncommon love, for showing me that they can stand by the truth at all times, I thank Nigerians, I thank Nigerians, I thank Nigerians, and I cannot stop thanking Nigerians. When I went through the social media, when I saw the kind of support I got from Nigerians, then I am propelled, encouraged to continue to do only those things that will promote the integrity and prosperity of this country. Mr. President, I thank every one of us. I want to say I am alive because God defended me. And I will not take your time, but I want to say that, Mr. President, the Nigerian police attempted to kill me twice. One through the application of a chemical substance, and the second time through injection. They actually came with an injection to inject me, but God intervened, and to him alone be the glory forever and ever. Amen. And that is why I quote this part of the Holy Book, that he who sits in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge. I thank the Almighty God for being alive. And I want to promise Nigerians that because of the love I have seen, because of the magnitude and intensity of affection that I have seen, I will not derail. I will stand by the truth. No amount of intimidation, harassment, arrest, name-calling, blackmail, planted allegations will detract my attention from championing this cause. The battle to salvage this country from financial scavengers and economic cankerworms, to me, is a battle of no retreat, no surrender. We must salvage this country together. We have no other country to call our own but this country. So I want to say, as I get better, my voice gets better, it will become louder. And I shall not cease to continue to ask questions where necessary. Mr. President, once again, I thank you. I thank you for your show of love, for your show of comradeship. I thank you for everything you have done, Mr. President. And I say, in your own life, Mr. President, and that of my colleagues, affliction shall not arise a second time. But I want to conclude by saying that we must not allow these to discourage us or get us disenchanted. We must be boldened to ask questions. The executive cannot cow the legislature. We must be bold at all times and speak truth. Like I've always said, if you speak the truth, you die. If you lie, you die. It's better to speak the truth and die. So I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. I have a special request to you, Mr. President, that because of the trauma I went through, and I'm still going through, Mr. President, I want to seek your indulgence that you will call on the side that I am to look for a comfortable seat for me on this side of the divide, because I am no longer comfortable sitting here. So I want to ask, Mr. President, that you mandate the side that I am for tomorrow to look for a seat for me on this other divide of the chamber. And that before you do that today, through the help of my walking stick, I will take a comfortable seat close to Papa General Senator David Mark, pending when you get me a comfortable seat on this side. I want to thank you very much. I say no retreat, no surrender. Thank you.
Senator Dino, please sit down, sit down. Please sit down. Stop, Mayo.
Point of order, Mr. President.
Before your point of order.
They say, could you please sit down? Say, please, leader, minority leader. Distinguished colleagues, Senator Dino Melaye came on order 14 on his privileges. Let me, as he said, we all thank God for his life. Let me, on his behalf and on behalf of all of us, thank all those that gave him all the support going through this difficult travel he's been through. And I think that let me just finish that we, as members of the National Assembly, have always shown that whatever happens to one happens to all. I appreciate all you for all the support, and we will continue to speak with one voice and be there for each other. The last point I just want to comment on, Senator Dino, you made a request which I can't see the reasons which you're asking why you now want to sit. Is it due to your injury or due to this? And I think that as far as I'm concerned, Senator Dino, I still know you onto that seat. I take note of your request and I take note of your comments. Yes, leader.
Mr. President, very respected and distinguished colleagues, Mr. President, with your permission, I will take refuge in order 56.3. But before then, Mr. President, before I read, let me welcome my younger brother, friend and colleague, Senator Dino Melaye. We in this chamber are happy that you are back. We wish you very speedy and expeditious recovery. Mr. President, Senator Dino Melaye remains one of our distinguished senators of the APC stock. Yes. Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, on this side, let me for the first time reveal that the seats on this side are better arranged, better positioned, and more comfortable. I sat there for 8 years and I know how the seats there are. Mr. President, I've sat here for the last 3 years and I know the difference. We have therefore the best seats to give to our colleague, friend and brother on this side. If he has any difficulty with his seat, Mr. President, we will find any other one here for him. Having said that, let me read the provision of our standing order 56.3, and it reads, every senator, and this is particularly referring to Senator Dino Melaye, when he comes into the chamber, shall take his seat and shall not at any time stand in any of the passages or gangways. Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, unfortunately, we don't have choices when we come into this chamber because we are elected. Those who elected us chose for us where to sit. And therefore, the seat that will now be given to Senator Dino has to be on this side. If his seat has any problem, then we can find another seat for him, including my seat. So, Mr. President, I want to urge that our chief whip goes and bring back Senator Dino to this side of the aisle. I so submit.
Deputy Senate President.